Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley rematch is going to happen, and it is planned to take place on October 17th in Manchester. And as you can see here, the Ring magazine just announced this a few hours ago. And then there is an article of Frank Warren giving some quotes and talking about the fight. So Frank said, it will be in October. We're just sorting out the venue. We're working on the venue at the moment. Frank also went on to say, we're looking at a couple of venues at the moment, and I believe we'll be in a position within the next week or so to announce it. So guys, this fight is happening. This is just crazy. That's what I would say. First of all, this is just insane. And Fabio Wardley must be probably the bravest fighter in boxing right now, because nobody in their right mind should be getting in that ring against Daniel Dubois when they've had an absolutely incredible amount of punishment in the first fight. Like, nobody should be able to get in a ring, but Fabio Wardley wants to do it. And credit to him. Although I do not agree with it, I think it's a dangerous fight. I think he's putting his career and his life at risk. But credit to Fabio Wardley for wanting to get in there and take Daniel Dubois on and see if he can win his world title fight. Because guys, what we saw in that fight was a heck of a beating. That was such a hellacious beating. And as you can see there, I am surprised that Fabio Wardley wants to come out and get in the rematch and try and win this fight. It was just a systemic beating, and it was so brutal. Like, in a very long time, I have never seen a fight being beaten out of someone in the ring like Daniel Dubois did to Fabio Wardley. But look, I understand why Fabio Wardley wants to take this rematch. If I have to put myself in Fabio Wardley's shoes, I do understand why he wants to go ahead and take the rematch. In the first round, Fabio Wardley dropped Daniel Dubois in the first 20 seconds. That was crazy. And at that point, I thought, oh my goodness, Daniel Dubois' mental frailties are coming to the forefront and he might be done here. Second round comes, Daniel Dubois tries to survive, and Daniel Dubois actually tries to come into the fight. And then Fabio Wardley drops Daniel Dubois again in the third round. And that is when I thought, okay, this might be over here. Daniel Dubois is going to manifest and basically just give up in this fight. And for some reason, Fabio Wardley was not able to finish Daniel Dubois off, and Daniel Dubois then took hold of the fight, and then we saw exactly what happened after that. Fabio Wardley took punishment until the fight was finished. Fabio Wardley was beaten from pillar to post, and his team let him out of the corner every single round until the referee had mercy on Fabio Wardley and took him out of the fight. So with all that beating that he took, I am surprised that Fabio Wardley wants to come into the rematch and try and redeem himself. I respect it because I think he deserves a lot of respect. But if I was advising Fabio Wardley, I would not advise him to take the rematch because he took a heck of a beating. And I don't think that any fighter can come back and be the same after such a beating. It takes a lot out of a fighter. Guys, remember, every time a fighter enters the ring, they leave something of themselves in that ring. And what Fabio Wardley left in that ring, only time will tell. Like, it is only time will tell what Fabio Wardley left in that ring, because that was a beating. That was punishment that nobody should be able to ship in a ring. And Fabio Wardley did that. So look, for me, I don't see any hope for Fabio Wardley in a rematch. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie and say that I think Fabio, could get in there and beat Daniel Dubois. Is it possible that it could happen? Absolutely. This is the heavyweight division, and we've seen stranger things happen in the heavyweight division. But one thing that I think we must bear in mind is that in boxing, and especially in the heavyweight division, rematches always tend to go the same. If this was a fight between a puncher and a boxer, I would say, okay, I see how this fight could turn in the way of the boxer. But this is a puncher versus puncher. And with that being said, this is a fight between two punchers where one puncher is much better than the other puncher. Daniel Dubois is better fundamentally, is better when it comes to his boxing IQ, is better when it comes to his range control, is better when it comes to his punch selection than Fabio Wardley. Fabio Wardley is a puncher. He's got heart. He's got ability. Fabio Wardley is determined and he wants to stay in there. He's got a dog in him. But Daniel Dubois has the boxing skills, compared to Fabio Wardley, Daniel Dubois is the better boxer. So going into a fight where every single aspect of your game is inferior to your opponent's game, it's a dangerous fight. It's basically a suicide mission. Like, Fabio Wardley is actually on a suicide mission. But as I said, I do understand why he wants to take this rematch, because he thinks that he could do better. He thinks that maybe he rushed his work and let Daniel Dubois off the hook. He thinks maybe he shouldn't have gone gung-ho or all guns blazing, and basically maybe should have taken his time to work Daniel Dubois out when he knocked him out. He thinks that maybe he has one more chance. He thinks that maybe he can land one big shot and turn Daniel Dubois' lights out. And that was the hope. That is the reason why his team kept him in that fight for that long. And I don't think that he comes back into this ring the same. And also, another reason why I believe Fabio Wardley is taking this fight is because he actually believes that this might be his last opportunity at a world title. I think Fabio Wardley believes that this is it. If he gets in there and beats Daniel Dubois, then he can go on and achieve other things in boxing. If he gets in there and gets pummeled by Daniel Dubois again, just like he did in the first fight, I think Fabio Wardley knows that this is probably the end of his career at the top level. So Fabio wants to get in there, make some money, try and get his world title back and give it a go. I think that is exactly what Fabio Wardley's mindset is. And I applaud it. I respect it. But I think he's put himself in harm's way. I think, his team did not do him a service in the first fight. And I think in the rematch, I think he is really against the tide here. I think Daniel Dubois is going to be strong. He's going to be sharp. He's going to be confident. I think Daniel Dubois is going to come in there knowing that if he hits Fabio Wardley, he's going to hurt him. And if he hurt him, he believes that he can get him out of there. I think Daniel Dubois is going to come into this fight more confident than he did in the first fight. And I think that Daniel Dubois actually believes that he's the better boxer out of the two. Because guys, let's compare this right. Daniel Dubois has a better jab than Fabio Wardley. Like, we saw the jabs that Daniel Dubois was landing in that fight. It was crisp, it was hard, it was dangerous, it was busting Fabio Wardley's face, and Dubois was putting the right hand behind that jab. Daniel Dubois was controlling the distance really well in the first fight. And Fabio Wardley just did not have any answers to the questions that Daniel Dubois was asking. So I don't see how Fabio Wardley then all of a sudden becomes a better fighter just in 4 months. Like, the fight happened 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. So I don't see how Fabio Wardley is going to change things in his game to get to the point where he gets in there and beats Daniel Dubois. Because in the heavyweight division, rematches always tend to end the same. And most of the time, they end even badly in the second fight than they do in the first fight. So look, Fabio Wardley is against the tide here. He is in dangerous zone. He is in a place where only him can save himself. And I think he believes that he can do it. I genuinely think that Fabio Wardley believes in his heart that he can get in there and get victory against Daniel Dubois. But I don't think that Fabio Wardley has got the skill set or the ability or the ring IQ or the ring generalship or the understanding of how to overcome the challenges that Daniel Dubois presented in the first fight to be able to be victorious in the second fight. I think this is a dangerous fight. And look, I don't think that anybody's going to convince Fabio Wardley not to take this rematch. I don't think so. I think Fabio Wardley is set. I think he's a warrior. I think he's brave. And I think he knows that he has to get in there. And the only chance that he has is to try and get his belts back. But guys, get in the comment section and let me know what you think about Fabio Wardley deciding that he wants to have the rematch against Daniel Dubois. Do you give him any chance at all? Do you think he can turn this fight around? Or do you think Daniel Dubois has got the upper hand and Daniel Dubois is going to do a job on Fabio Wardley? Get in the comment section and let me know what you think about it.